Hi, thanks for tuning in here today. Today we're going to be doing a fun little simple painting. I hope you can follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. In the same order I have them on my palette. While doing that, let me tell you what I got up here. I have my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double prime, and I have a thin layer of liquid white. Now, this is what we're working with today. We can modify, we could change things, or we could do exactly the same. There's no issue with that. So, without ado, let's jump straight into the painting. So I mixed up this teal color, which was just phthalo blue, titanium white, and cadmium yellow. And I'm gonna just tap a little bit into my brush. That's too light. I need more color in there. You can mix up these colors on your free time. I'm gonna add a little more blue. You can always mix up these colors on your free time. If you know, oh, I want this color when I paint next time, just mix it up and have it on your palette ready. Saves you time. Okay, just a little there, and we'll grab a little phthalo blue. I just like that transition. I wanted it as a transition color. You don't need the teal. You can mix it up. You can just do it all blue. All up to you. There. Let me add a little more phthalo blue. So now I'm mostly using phthalo blue. Just right here. Just tap some paint. Now we'll go into a little bit of alizarin crimson, phthalo blue, and just to dull the color down, this is a new color I'm learning how to use. We're gonna use some burnt, is it umber or sienna? I believe it's burnt umber. I'm gonna have to double check with the paint tube. Obviously, when I ran the colors, it says the name, but I forgot. So just using those colors. And what's good for a blue color usually is an ultramarine blue. We just have to change the values. There. Just load up your brush and have at it. Okay. Now, same brush. I haven't cleaned it, haven't changed to a new brush. Just going to titanium white. We're going to come up here and just kind of tap and pull down. Just kind of add the few little indications of some few clouds. And you can just go back very softly, just the base. Here, let me grab a fan brush. Fan brushes are nice to work with. Just using a number 6. Just try to depict where a cloud would be. I'm right there just doing crazy stuff. Just seeing what sticks, what doesn't. Sometimes that's the best way I work, me personally. Just putting random stuff on the canvas and seeing, well, will it work or does it fail me? And if it fails me next time, well, next time I don't do it. We all have to try things out before we can say, that didn't work. We need failure to have success. We need a little bit of both in there, you know? Okay, And sorry to speak, there's our sky. Now, just in case, just in case, I'll go into some of my teal color. We'll add a little bit of burnt umber, I believe it is. I believe. If I'm wrong, just ignore what I'm saying. Burnt umber to my teal and a little bit of cadmium yellow. And let's come up here, and it's way off in the distance, just in case I don't cover that space completely. There. And just lift up. Okay, we'll grab my palette knife. We'll go into a little bit of phthalo blue, alizarin crimson, some burnt umber. I still have the original brown color I mix up, which I consider Van Dyke brown because it acts very similar. But right now I'm trying to get in the habit of using that burnt umber, I believe it is, to my advantage. One way to get to know a color is by using it a lot. And we'll grab some white. So you could tell it's mostly blue right there. I want to just tone it down, gray it out a bit. A little more red. Okay, let's come up here. I'm gonna cut a roll of paint. You get that little nice edge of paint on the end of your knife. There we go. And let's just decide where our mountain is. Now you want to put pressure on this. There. Okay. This is way off in the distance. Okay. We'll leave it like that for now. So just scraping off as much paint as I can get off, just to make the next step a little easier. Let's grab a clean dry. I'm gonna use a 1-inch. Just grab and pull. And since there's liquid white, it will allow you to move that color. There. Just pull it out completely just to create the illusion of mist and depth in your painting. Okay, now I'm gonna clean off my knife a bit. I'm gonna grab a mixture of both of my browns. So the one I mix up and burnt umber. I'm gonna keep saying I believe it is because I don't want to say it is without being 100% certain. And a little bit of white. We'll add some of that base color in there just to kind of knock it down a bit. A little more white. Just cut a row. And let's decide where's the light hitting. Usually I do it from the right side, but over here you can tell the light's over here, so we'll just have to do it from the opposite. Ooh, I like that dark color. We'll use it as a base. I want to make it pure white snow. So we're adding the looks of rocks and all that. just by adding a little bit of brown in there. There. We'll add some more white, a little more umber, and we can just go just slightest bit. There we are. Maybe over here gets a little touchy bit of light. No, right here it comes down. There. Now we'll add a little more red to our base color. We'll add a dab of black. Just a little dab. And cut a roll, and let's come up here and there. Just let the paint break. You just guide the paint. That's all your job. There we are now. Right here. I'm gonna use the small side of the palette knife, so I'll just cut a roll through the small side. And just like so. Continuing to use the, or right there, I could use the bigger side. And maybe right there would creep in a little shadow. Okay. And we can go back and just kind of reinforce where we wanted our highlights and shadows. Okay, not too shabby. I'll grab a 2-inch brush and just grab and tap it. Just tap it. There we are. Now, by all means, I want to put this disclaimer out for any new painter that might be trying to learn this style. This is a style of art, don't get it wrong, but this isn't the type of art that's going to go up in a museum. Just in case you have that ideology in your mind, because, and I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. When I started learning, I heard that, but I thought to myself, you know what, mine is going to be different. I'm going to make it into a museum. Thinking about it, it's like, no, not even mine. So you could do this. It is a way to express yourself, and it's a great way. But don't expect to be, the world's best artist. It's just this, being honest, this is just a type of hobby painting style. But it's cool because you can show your friends and family, and this is a very easy method to learn. Just add a little black to my original base color. It's an incredible method. I love it, and I still do. But now, wanting to learn about art truly, now it's okay, let me learn actual art that's going to go in museums. Is going to be realism, and if you get lucky, impressionism and all that sort of stuff. So right now I'm studying realism. It's just having to go back to the roots, the the baby steps first, but hey, it is what it is. You always have something new to learn. Let's add a little bit of white. We're basically repeating the same thing for the past mountain. Okay, we'll just come up here and boom. There we are. Boom. Let's just mix up a darker tone. Want to marble it. So just mixing up my original like Van Dyke brown color mixture with burnt umber and just you can always go on top and just work it back and forth until you're satisfied with it. There. Okay. Now let's add our shadows in there. Let's come up here and boop. I gotta mix up more color. I ran out. A little bit of blue, crimson in there. I believe that was crimson. Some umber, some black, and I had a little bit of white. Just mixing up a good pile of paint. That way I don't run out towards the end. Let's come up here and maybe it always kind of helps if you just start bringing in those shadows in your highlights. Just a little. And just boop, boop, and here. Boop, 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 boom, boom. Okay, we'll leave it like that. And we'll just tap it out. There we are. There. There we are. Now, let me go ahead. We're gonna grab our good old number 6 fan brush. We're just gonna load that same color we had going right there for the shadows. And we're just gonna just add a little indication of some trees using the fan brush and just tapping down. So just kind of scrub on a bit of color right there. Point your brush up and just tap down. That's the little hack. And now I'm just kind of flattening it out there. Just using the brush where it benefits you the most. And just pull it down a bit 2-inch. Okay. Now I'm gonna load some of that color with a little bit of cadmium yellow. And I just want a few little subtle green indications just here and there. Or actually where the light would hit it. So you gotta think, where would the light hit the most? So right here, I don't think I would hit it, but right over here, think a little bit. And just tap and just go. There we are. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to a little teal, add a little more blue to it. And right there. Now we'll go into a little bit of phthalo blue. Now we'll add a little crimson. Just change the variation of the blue. That's what's gonna help you. And just kind of have something going. And I'm gonna just go crisscross just to kind of even out the blending. You know what? We can have it go out who knows where. Let me just kind of outline where I want my grass to go. Somewhere there. And yeah, after there, we're gonna change it up a bit. I'm looking at my reference. Okay. So I'll go into some titanium white using my fan brush. And we'll just dance in a few little water ripples just here and there. There. Maybe somewhere around right here we see a little bit of that waterfall. Add a little blue to that white. Don't just use pure white for waterfalls. And we'll spark in some foam that crashes out there. We can cover everything up, trust me. Okay, now let me pile up our dark color. We'll just load it on my 2-inch brush real quick and just tap it. Tap it in, there we go. And a little cadmium yellow on there, little highlight. There we are. Little more. I want that extra little kick. There we are. Now we can load up my brush. Now we can maybe right there, one right here, and one right there. Load up some color on my fan brush and just tap in a nice little tree. You can do this. I have faith in you. I know once you put enough practice into it and don't give up, you can achieve this. This is 3-4 years of me just practicing, maybe even more. I would maybe 5 to 6 years actually, and just nonstop practicing. It's the love of what you're doing. That's what motivates you. There, a little bit of cadmium yellow in there. Just load it up. Let me add a little liquid white just to thin out the paint. Do a little more. There we are. That way the paint could stick on. Because as you know, in this method, a thin paint will stick onto a thicker paint. There. Just tap it and let it flow right off your brush. There. Okay. Now we'll go ahead. Let me clean off my palette knife. Let me gather my dark color, which is dark blue basically. And how does it work? Okay. Right here, then right there, and I gotta bring this one out more. Okay, we'll have something over here to kind of cover for it, and something right here as well. Well, actually, what I can do is right there, it comes down a bit, and then another layer, and then this could be the third layer, and just final one right there, and all just shadows right here. Yeah, I'm going based off the reference I have. So just adding some darks. Let me blend it out. There we are. And just little by little work each section in there. I'm just dabbling everything in because I know I have to get this done. I'm probably over time by now, but I recommend you, when doing this, take your time. Don't rush it. Paintings come out way better when you just shoom, relax. That's your best paintings. Okay, let me grab my palette knife. We'll grab some burnt umber. and a little touch of white. Just cut it raw and let my palette knife do the work. Okay, and we set over here another layer. Okay, another layer. I rarely do these types of things, but usually I like to play it safe. But I just had this idea. Told the AI, hey, I have this concept, this idea, generate me something, and got me the image I have. There, little light would shine over there. We'll add in those little details in a sec. And we can add grass, we can do all sorts of things. But one thing you should not do, get frustrated. And I've done that a lot learning. When learning, oh my god, I have little to no patience, and something just wouldn't go my way, and oh, wasn't the best thing. You'd probably hear me all frustrated. But because also I like to get everything right, and so not being able to do so bothered me a lot. Here, just a little kiss of sunlight. And right there as well. Okay. And I officially ran out of burnt umber. At least that's what I think it's called. There. Just kind of tapping and letting it blend and have different values. Yeah. Just load up my brush. There we are. And you can just let the grass kind of fall. There we are. There. Okay. Let's go ahead into some dark color. Load up my fan brush. And we'll just shoop. Just load up my fan brush. And we'll plop in a nice little evergreen tree right there. It has this wonderful view. You know what? We need two more to cover up the gaps. Maybe this one's growing. Shoot, I would love to go on a hike in this location. Okay. And maybe I love putting little crooked ones. I don't know why. I think so much watching Bob Ross and him putting quite the few crooked ones. I think that stuck with me. Little highlight. Let's come up here, little liquid white. Light's coming this direction. and just try and keep them somewhat dark, not having them too bright. There we are, right around here. There. And just to make it look interesting, we'll add a little bit of grass right there. A little bit. And just a little bit of just dark green color. Okay. A little bit of white. Okay. And where's my we'll use this brush. We'll just go straight into black and just boop, and just add in a nice little touch of brown in there just to indicate. Just using my fan brush and just sort of tap down in there, and just to get more darker shadows, we'll go into a little more black and just tap that in there. Okay. We'll fix up that base. And last but not least, I have to do this. If not, my mind's not going to be content. A little bit of liquid clear, a little bit of black, and just a few indications of some birds. This always gets me nervous a bit. There we go. And we can just add a little twig in there. There. You get the point. You could take this painting however far you want to take it. Well, I hope you enjoy this. Try this painting out. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.